lunchtime, then sometime any break I got. During college also I did that. And during this any other break I should do that. And there was sometimes very rough. Rough means a little bit, like bullying type of people in colleges. So I didn't forget there's one, as I call it, Jawad. Jawad, yeah, from Syria or somewhere. He doesn't do his studies. His studies is to trouble others. During the lecture, they're like something, lecturers and all that. So you come late and no respect to the teacher. So one time, I never forget, I did this meditation in the toilet. And I came to, they were playing pool, like where all these people, recreation area. Suddenly he saw me, he had this cap around there. He saw me and then so that's how we could do pranayama. He suddenly felt something. And later I remember meeting him in the airport or somewhere. There was this Syrian, their culture, the girl dressed in all covered up probably. So he thought I appreciate this kind of thing. He said this is the way we dress in our country and like that. He's not a person who talks something like that. Someone who is like, on nonsense all the time. So, yes, not to this thing, but it's good to get yourself into always peaceful vibration, peacefulness. To be a challenge, but to be interesting. And office also. One thing I made sure that I will not lie. There are times when they have come and have prepared in auditing. One time, sometimes even our fellow auditors there, one time they tell the boss ask from far away. Phone, I told this right. But I already prepared because they always lie. She has gone here, far away department. So what happened? One day the boss asked about me and the telephone was just me and me. So big uncles also. Sometimes these uncles today in the new generation, they are like, anyway, new generation, the old generation, now who are still existing. Okay. The actions are not very old looking. So anyway, he suddenly said, I have told him before, you just tell the way you see me. I thought I'm joking. Suddenly, when they told like I have work and all that, I have so much program in my mind to keep truth and things. So I just went like, no. It seems very simple for them. So I just don't know, like very serious. They also got a shock what's happened. So anyway, the phone was given to me, but I didn't want to put him down also because that's their normal thing, like they're not really thinking it's a big thing. So I just told Mr. Kasichetty, he must be dead now also. Don't know what kind of, maybe audit ghost or something. Very terrible life they lived. So when the audit room, so he actually, I told him, I don't have any work, but I have some books, maybe Mr. somebody, Angela, his name was, that he would have seen these books and maybe he's thinking of having work, but I don't have work. But they were shocked, when they heard this. So later all the auditors were talking in another cubicle. It's like glass, like, so we can see. So I knew it was about me. And finally there was one, like a village boy, he has entered the university from Varasmul. So he came to my room. I remember those days he was, talking about this bad, foul, jokes, and like with these people, I was doing my thing. Actually, sometimes then doing little work. So that time he came and he said, "Oh, I didn't know that someone from Colombo city will do like this." So actually they think all city people should be doing lying and stealing. Anyway, so I also had these ideas, and then he said, because of these people, I also tried to be like with them. And he really told something deep about his life. He wanted to donate an organ and so on. He had written a letter. So just like he was putting a mask here just to be with this group of people. And like that, one of them, they came and sort of confided with me later on their personal. And then there was a Tamil boy. He was also telling all these fun things. And sometimes he come to our cubicle and then do the work. And later he came. The whole cubicle became a different atmosphere. He was chanting his own Hindu, like something kind of mantra or something, like Om Bhurvasva or something. I remember. So things can change, it's very powerful. The Dhamma is powerful. Other things are not powerful. So even rough people, they will be, if you have real karma, okay, something will happen, but then still you will not react. So this thing, you finish off your karma. So anything you want to ask last time? How was it, Elis?
Can you please tell about the chanting after the Bodhi sacred place?
Chanting?
Yeah, for the temple and.
Oh, that Bodhi Puja thing. Did you see that in the video?
I little bit I get it.
Okay, I don't like to. It's like a puja. Who have like problems or unsolvable problems, I told this, I have seen results. I don't like to tell this in the last because I already do that puja, not this meditation. You didn't understand that?
I got a little bit. I don't know.
There are people I don't know who had forced stents or what. They're not stents, they had to do an operation in Australia, that program. They were helping. I didn't know later that some of them have done this to come to the retreat. They were praying that they could get, because they had an obstacle and a health issue, one person. I hope he showed me, I don't know whether really they're exaggerating. I don't think they lie like that. He was he had to go through an operation with, he had to put some stents or the valves for some problem. So what happened, he did this thing and then he was going to miss the retreat. So he was continuing doing this, like 3 days or 4 days, or 1 week. Then to see, when they tested, it was not there, according to him. And then this test was sent to, what is this, here, USA. That's what they told me. And then one of the specialists here also has confirmed, it's okay. I don't know what's the reason that's true, like that. And then he came. But after very distinct to believe all these are Sri Lankan people, but I'm sure it's not be right. I don't want you to just see whether, I'm sure there is. I know people have cured cancer by just chanting the suttas, chanting. They were given only 7 days. These are true stories. So the 7 days they have been chanting, and then the doctors were wondering actually why they're silly, what did they change their diet or it's Mahargama. To see, I thought I'm going to die, so I kept on reciting the Pirit. That's the only different thing they have done. And they came and served us dana also. So this one is a little different. It's not for cancer only, it's for anything, I think. Sometimes even you're stuck and you don't have holy places also there. I have told that like just to visit them on a pilgrimage, and you have disturbance which you can't understand, because in the unseen world, the spirit world, and your karma is also unseen, spirit world is also unseen. So solutions for the unseen can come from these places. That's why they are made as energy points, energy places, by ancient who made these things, like Buddha's places in Sri Lanka, all these different. So when you're disturbed, you can even go to a church. I have gone like in the programs, like just to visit just to church or somewhere, or any holy place that is so that you will support to take away any disturbance. But the one you are telling, so probably done in Brahma Muhurta time. Okay. Like you do now early morning here. What did you understand from it?
Why are we doing that? Again, why are we doing that? But I wanted to know what is the real process.
I did explain that. Did you see the video? I don't know. YouTube.
I see a little part of that, that's right.
Okay.
I haven't get it that much.
Alright. Yes, like you have to know what is representing Buddha's body, this body. And also there's no object in the universe. These things you have to think about. If it is just a tree, it will be a tree for you. So like, you see it represents the Buddha's body and it was worshipped by the Buddha. By non-blinking, there's no, actually you could say, object or anything in the whole universe that can bear the reverence of a Buddha. Okay? So it's not reverence, but he showed gratitude, So for several, and also an example to the bird, which gave shelter to him 7 days. He called that. And so that you must just imagine how much certain energy must be stored in this particular. To get unblinking this thing of a Buddha. Even yogis have this. They look at you, they think, they're also mystical in a certain way, who are below samadhi enough, and so on. They also have this process of burning the other person's karma. I don't want to give you too much these points, but so they have touch or presence, and especially so the gift, it's a gift of seeing them, being with them, because it will fasten your process of evolution. So this is there in India. You will find who have developed this. They will do it. They just gaze. They are the thing. Looking to say 7 lives, hidden karmas can get burnt off. So anyway, then this kind of particular thing you must also recall the Buddha is the one who knows how hidden karmas, how many was, and a solution for our lives if he was alive. So his compassion and his qualities you must recall. Okay? And place whatever. Don't tell I want this be, please cure me, please make me this thing. Just he knows best, so you just place your, just present this thing to him like that. Okay? So just to acknowledge like that, that special way of thinking is very important in the morning. And then you can recite Karnimetta Sutta. Okay? Whatever that, even whatever meditation you have done up till now, good deeds you have done, whatever karma that is there, that may be cleared by this, whatever deeds I have been doing, all this, these retreats and practices. That also you can think. And you can chant Karnimetta Sutta, Ratan Sutta, maybe like that, and then stay for about 1 hour. It's very good, like from 3:15 to 5. If you can find a real Bodhi tree, it's okay, it's very good. This is from the Dashima Bodhinavasa. Very happy when I heard that temples, so many temples have here. Some have, while they're in the retreat, he was having cancer, so much complicated. He just came to see and go. In Sydney. And when my first trip, so I explained this. You know what he did? He just thought 1-2 days I'm going, just couldn't. So what he did was that later he was looking bright and all that. I was wondering what happened after 3-4 days, like 5 days, 6 day retreat. And he met me personally. And then he told me that he has done it from his room, imagining the Bodhi tree of Dashima Bodhinavasa. And the 3rd day he was feeling this, feeling free. The problems are there, but not feeling, but he passed away after, I think last year or something, cancer, but at least he got to know to overcome. His wife also came, and so on. So these are also temporary solutions. Anyway, if lifespan a certain period, you have to go. But better to go, little prepared, ready, and could have done a little bit of this also. Anything else anyone want? No?
I have a question.
Yes.
So I was reading The Right View, and they talk about taints. What's the difference between taints and cravings?
Have English book.
On page 328.
You know the way to learn. It's in the word of the Buddha, right? Or the big book.
The big book is
Then I have it. Page, what's the page?
328.
Right? Are taints.
Yes.
They say the bhikkhu delighted and rejoiced. The entrance, nobody can understand the taints, the origin of taints. Kamasha, Bhavasha, and I think Avidyasha. Cessation of the taints. And the way leading to the cessation of taints. In that way, one right view. And what are the taints? What are the origin of the taints? There are three taints: the taint of sensual desire, the taint of me, and the taint of ignorance. The rising of ignorance, there is the rising of taints. Okay, the cessation of, what is your question?
How is that different to cravings?
Or different to craving. Craving is an overlapping thing. Like, like umbrella. This is like a specific. Craving is like, so you can have, like, for example, now you might not have sensual desire, but still you might have craving. Sensual desire is a grosser thing, especially with the five senses. So it's that level of desire. Okay, but craving could be there even to equanimity or Brahmaloka, to ideas. They're like, so you'll see the types of craving you can get. So, and taints of being and the taint of ignorance. The three taints, the taints. So here sensual desire is a gross. Okay, when you look at craving, for example, this is one way of, this whole thing is expressing the cause, how it arises, how it's existing and how it passes away. So it's like in a full, it's one way of looking. In all these cases, it is actually the cause and effect that will, give you something. You have to have an idea, but in all this, it's a cause and effect because of this coming from impermanent causes. You remove those causes, then the effect will be going. So, for example, in this case also, change. So, ignorance is also like a very, so when ignorance is removed, and what are the taints? What is the origin of the taints? What is the cessation of taints? What is the way leading to the cessation of taints? There are three taints: the taint of sensual desire, taint of being, and the taint of ignorance. With the rising of ignorance, there is the rising of taints. With the cessation of ignorance, there is the cessation of taints. The way leading to the cessation of taints is just this. So this is different. So one way of looking at it might trigger your enlightenment. So this is that's how all this whole sutta is. Not that you have to study and know all this to realize. No, there are so many like that. You find another one way. Maybe cutting your hair. This happened that way too. So like one verse that for this is call it that. This is actually stimulating you to think that way, and you're getting for like in a retreat. But you came yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay. What is that kind of crash program, or you had only that time, I guess?
Yes, I had to finish my, I was doing a class.
Oh, yeah, right. doesn't matter. I mean, something better than nothing. Make it like that. So it's okay. Like even your day, I've seen a day retreats also have been very powerful, which I didn't like initially. Like in Sydney, one day retreat, where I found even that has a strong effect. I think it's the mission of some unseen forces. So it was not my real. I think why they are making so small, short. Just I'm be so flexible to. But anyway, like that, even the Dhamma will come and they. Who knows? There could be souls that can. The very fact that they're coming, and that I am also coming and giving this, that means there's something that's happening. Phones that you're coming again. Many. No, many. Manisha many.
Some process.
මේ ට්‍රීට් එකේ මම එක වචනයක් හොඳට මතක් වෙයි. ඒ වචනේ දැනවත් නැහැ. ට්‍රැක් පනිනවා. Yes. Wait, sorry, I just want to see the craving, how the Buddha has explained. Just to give you another picture. Samadhi. Is it Samadhi Sutta?
Sorry, no, my discussion.
But I can never make a deal.
Samadhi.
Okay. Saying good friends, the bhikkhu delighted and rejoiced in the venerable Sariputta. Then they asked him a further question. But friends, might there be an other way in which an ignorant disciple is one of right view and has right view? When friends, nobody said understands craving, the origin of craving, the cessation of craving. And what is craving? What is the origin of craving? And what is the cessation of craving? What is the way leading to the cessation of craving? There are 6 classes of craving. Craving for forms, craving for sounds. So it's going for each sense organ. That's how it's very defined. But it's very interesting, especially clinging. Okay? When you allow craving, the next one that comes is what? Upadana. So this is a very nice one. Then you can see how when we allow, then how we when we attach to meditation or samadhis or even nothing of the sensual nature. Okay, then we go to views. Okay, views or self some kind of theories. I will show you here. And what is clinging? What is the origin of clinging? What is upadana? Okay? What is the origin of upadana? What is the cessation of upadana? What is the way leading to the cessation of upadana? There are these 4 kinds of clinging. Cling to sensual pleasures, cling to views, okay? Cling to rules and observances, Silabdata Paramas, and cling to doctrine of self. So with the rising of craving, there is the rising of clinging. So with the cessation of craving, there is the cessation of clinging. So actually the craving is for the craving arises 6. There are 6 classes of craving. Craving for forms, craving for sounds, craving for others, craving for flavors, craving for tangibles, craving for mind objects. With the rising of feeling, there is rising of craving. And to the end, you have this ashrava, 10 chains. Okay, these 3 ashravas are destroyed at arahatya. Okay. In the English word, how does it sound? Chains, tainted. Something is tainted. And so
I checked the dictionary, it says contamination.
Contamination. Okay. It's not easy to really convey the problem, but it's okay, I think. Contaminated by defilements, that's how it's contaminated. Okay? Anybody else? Yeah, your question, and you spend time.
I think as a general question, I tend to have a lot of wandering thoughts, whether it's meditating or just in the day-to-day life, and almost habitual thinking often. So I wanted to ask Ande how it would be good to develop more mindfulness. Any suggestions or how to grow?
You can slowly see any addictions you're having in the phone and all that, know the danger, the damage, and see how I can reduce those things. You should really recognize those. If you just have a life you're undisciplined, you don't know how you're not. Like we normally know to look after our body, but we are careless about our mind. So we want to be fit, we jog and do that, that is well known. Right? We take proper food and all that. But to reduce a restless mind and a sick mind, you're not doing much. So that in that direction, you have to see, what you are. And try to start early morning. And try to do normal course with being moment to moment observing. Okay? Having to start your mind again, let me wash the dishes, watching how I'm rubbing the plate and so on. You forget, you have to remind again. When I walk, let me try now just to go from here to there, feel the footprint. Like that, and let me also in a very crowded area not to see unnecessary things and hear unnecessary things. Just avoid that. You have to try these things. And then this will affect your sitting meditation. So have a session of sitting meditation like in the afternoon, somewhere. Maybe office, working place, go to the toilet, as I said. Everywhere you have toilets. I don't know how you can do it here. I did it. So I went to some holy places. Now we have half an hour lunch break. Okay. So I take the lunch, I can remember. Then I go to the nearby temple, Jetanarama, Dimo. I was working one time for a short Dimo, Dimo. So Jetanarama. And there's a Jetanarama temple. So I go there and see the whole very fast, like the things drawn about Buddha's past lives and all that on the wall, frescoes or what do you call it? Frescoes is like anyway. I see this and just take my mind to another world, of that, and do a small walking meditation, and I go. But these things I was able to do because I was staying like this sometime. My teacher. Then I have to do those worldly things. So faculties were enough developed. So at least this retreat should give you that push. And then, like that I did. And I thought also not to pursue too much this work. Like if someone wants to take up the project, I allow him. And they're all ambitious. It's not to go. I was not. I just want to fulfill. My father is happy. He wanted me to do that much. I had other values I want to achieve and pursue. Okay. Sometimes I even got promotions I didn't take. My father he was so happy that I just going to office. So other things, why? Then I did the meditation there. Then I knew one day I'll catch up with, because my teacher taught me this. So later some auditors got to know that, they became friends, and so they used to send me to like the storeroom, and there I have a quiet place and I meditate. It happened like that. In fact, who arranged that, he got the job from my uncle, so he was helping me also to do my practice inside I never forget that, And so I didn't have much. I was like an audit clerk, or just making the thing, not making big. And then when I had promotions, you were also asking some of them why you were having all this. Why are you not? I said no, I come to just to fulfill my father's. So bigger position, bigger responsibility than you can't. It's up to you whether you really want to go in that ladder or But we must get some firm footing here also to have a really, otherwise you can't. Really leave something. So while here, if you get those glimpses and experiences, it will be helpful. And my uncle was trying to give me different. The one was a promotion to work in some place, take up an assignment. Big things happened that time. Same time I was doing Padayatra, like I was arranging a walk. That was very interesting, that walk. So I had other mystical friends. Out, what is this? Track Panina friends. Okay. With them, we have organized Padayatra means walking, kind of prayer for the world and everything. Only the motto was Rahat Dajjalo Babaleva. It's funny, isn't it? It's in those days. Rahat Dajjalo Babaleva. And so then this happened. Either I have postponed my appointment to do this and go. So this was also postponed like this, and then it was going on like that. Finally it came, last day we can postpone the walking, that this thing was a particular date. And the last day that we can postpone my appointment was the same day. So I had to choose. This was a big, like maybe the universe want me to. Then I consulted my father, because for him only I was doing this kind of thing. He was so, he said, son, what you think you do, what you like, what you want. So anyway, my mother is always supporting the other way. So I took the other way. So then my uncles and all this office, I can't go back. That's how I finally left this thing. So we went on the walk. So anyway, I was, in those days I was so still very young. I was disappointed with the people who were involved. I felt they had ulterior motives and they were not purely sincere. After we went to walk, so one time I was very upset with a little upset. I was walking in the railroad, okay, in Vellavatta. My father's house was, one of the houses was there, so I used to, as I walked, and then suddenly, like the universe, I shouted, is there any truth in this world, something like this. And I saw a face in the sky. I'm not a person who, really try to see things outside. But it was very clear there was this face. And it's a full track panning එකක් කියන්නේ මාත්. මොනවා කරන්නේ මේ කතාවත් එක්ක ඒක ආවා ඒකයි. Then that night I slept. I used to sleep in the shrine room those days at home. So like on the ground those days I had a mat, and my mom has all posted all these books of everything, gods, everything. Like she's following everything, like the Buddha, everything. And then what happened was I was sleeping, and then I sometimes think whether I should tell, because this talk brought this here. I was staying like a feet, like 2 feet is my mom's, like so small, like this size. So I was sleeping, and then I saw I felt shy, like I'm lying down, and it's at about 2:33. So I was going to Ami, like I was going to look, and I called my mother Ami, so Ami, like this. And then suddenly this was just going fast, and they just went to the wall. There was a picture of a certain, God or deity, something, okay? So it just went into that. So I knew that if it stayed more longer like that, I would have died, maybe shocked or something. So it just gave me something physically, it's a bit like the this is, I think, then later certainly started to work. I was called to India by certain, through someone had a dream or a vision and wanted to sponsor my ticket and all that. My father, very practical person. After that experience, not this, but this followed all this slowly. And then when they called and wanted to sponsor my ticket, there my father was really, but he was worried now, all this meditation, how is he going to live like, after this practical, he was thinking of my true welfare. After this, he knew everything will kind of, material things also come. So that was the beginning, I think, for my father to have some faith in whatever I was doing. So then after that, I went and made things. I happened to train in meditation. So anyway, track parinaya to the monk, track parinaya. Just here it's true that when you're following, there will be beings, masters following you and helping you. They are definitely there, no doubt. But we should not too much imagine them and kind of always think we must detach from all. It's also perception. That's what we have learned here. And we purify ourselves and we are also not here. There's no person here. These things we must master more. So anyway, those are great times if you, in worldly life, when you have to be, you can do a lot of practice. You get a lot of satisfaction. And when you practice like that, only one day you can really progress. Otherwise, if you only depend on a sacred area and only all day, it won't happen like that.
You mentioned about sacred places to visit. Can you recommend places in Nepal and India?
Are you planning to go?
Not immediately, but I'm just trying to.
Of course, India, Buddhagaya, all these 4 places. That's already told in Mahaparinivan Sutta. After Vasa, those days they used to come and meet the Buddha. And then he don't tell like it follows like that. If you look at the Sutta, that they used to come after Vasa means to get some problems, questions to ask. So later after that it just follows. He don't say like this will solve problems, not like that. But it tells that after my Parinirvana, these 4 places that Upasaka, Upasikas, Bhikkhu, Bhikkhunis will come. So it has this effect. According to my interpretation, he doesn't directly tell because I don't think he tells that how to solve these places, pilgrimages and all that. So there's this effect. I have experience like the jungles, like a sound. Normally it's a mental sound. So they are related with spirits. When a lot of spirits are around you, you get that. Even now there are, but it's not like so conscious. So normally psychological, this thing also is related to Rahiyangi subject. So normally psychologists, they also ask and then they give medication accordingly. So this is those because they don't know the spirit side of it. But so anyway, I have told this before that how they come to get married and they are not leaving. So luckily when I get something, I don't just wait. I have to get the answer quickly. So then I went back quickly. And then in Colombo, I was studying what's going on. Then I understood this has happened. They have come to Colombo also. It's big stomach. I don't picture them, but that's what I. Then spending time at Kirivera and Ashtapala Bodhi, just going up and down there, and so these things just leave. So this was some place. Don't go for everything. If you get a stomach ache, go to a sacred place. Do this. Okay. For certain difficulties, when you have tried everything, and then there's try this also. In the sea and all that, that's like very special effect. Yes, but the water, the energy, it is a way of connecting to cosmic world also. So there, when you are in touch with that kind of nature, you enter this water and come to your thing. Yeah, flowing rivers. So ancient time they had these ways how to clear this. So jungle also following, or some things can get attached to you. That can cause trouble. don't do much. But don't take it as a religion. Don't take it as the main practice. It's a big sidetrack. Off track, sidetrack. Track. Malika, all the Jashima. Then in India, of course, there are so many other places. Actually, I don't know how to say, like, whole India is like that. Himalayas, those areas. I mean, that's not for those purposes. You can go for meditation, develop your more higher things, rather than fighting obstacles. Removing the root of obstacles, your own mind and your own unrealized mind. Even this, I think this whole setup here, coming here, being here, I'm sure that cleared so much. Even some process. Yeah. උපාසික පිස්ස මොනවද මේ ජෝතිෂය
and mantra
මොනවද
mantra
මන්ත්‍ර ශාස්ත්‍රය ඒක විමුක්ති මාර්ගයක් හැටියට හිතාගෙන ඒකම රැඳිලා ඒවා අනුවම කටයුතු කරන එකක් වුණත් ඉතින් අද මේ අද ඒක අපරාධේ ධර්මයේ කියද්දී ඒක එක කොටසක් පෙන්눔 කරන දෙයක් නේ ලෝකේ ගැන එක මේකක් පෙන්눔 කරන එකක්. ඒකේ තමයි නරක නාමයකුත් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. මොකද මේක භාවිත කරන විදිය මේ යුගයත් එක්ක. ඒක ඊශ්වරු හොයාගත්ත දේවල් ටික. ඊශ්වරු කියන්නේ තමයි බෝසත් තාත් එදත් ඒ ප්‍රශ්න දුක් නැති කරන්න ඒගොල්ලන් ලෝකෙට මොනවද හොයලා දුන්න දේවල්. ඔව් අන්න ඒ වගේ. ඒතකොට එහෙම බැලුවොත් වෛද්‍ය ක්‍රමයයි එහෙමත් ඒකත් මේකට ගැලපෙන්නේ මේක ඊට වෙනස් මේක ඉහළයි මේක කෙලෙස් නැසන විදිය කර්ම නැති කරන විදිය දැන් මේක රෝග ලක්ෂණ වලට බෙහෙත් කරන ක්‍රමයක් තමයි විශ්වරු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ නොපෙළ ලෝකෙට ග්‍රහචාරයන්ට ඒවා ඇත්ත තියෙනවා හැබැයි ඒක අපි ලොකුවට අරගෙන ඒ කියන්නේ මේක මේ නිකන් මේකත් එක්ක සංසදනය කරලා යන එකක් නෙමෙයි ඒක අවශ්‍යතාවයන් ප්‍රමාණයට පාවිච්චි කරන්න දන්නවා නම් ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. මේ ගොඩක් අය එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට අපි අර නැත්ද මට බැහැ වගේ මොදයකටම වගේ මේ මකුසලක් කියලා කියන්න බෑ. ඒක කුසල් මදි කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්. තමාට ඒවා හොඳ දේවල් වලට පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙනවා කට්ටිය. හොඳ දේවල් වලට පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙනවා. හැබැයි නරක දේවල්ට පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙන ඉඳ තමයි ඒක නිකන් දෙපැත්තට තියෙන දෙයක් වගේ එකක් තමයි තියෙන්නේ. වසී ගුරුකම් වෙයි තියෙන්නේ නේද? වසී ගුරුකම් නීච කුල බන්ධන. ඒ කියන්නේ ඉතින් අර ඕවා ටිකක් කරේ එහෙම බැලුවම ගැටලුවක් නම් තියෙනවා. ඒක දෙපැත්තට තියෙන දෙයක් හින්දා පොඩ්ඩක් ඒක සමාජයේ ඒක කරොත් ඒක කරොත් ඒක කියන්නේ ලෝක පව. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි අපේ ගුරුහාඳුරෝ වට කියන්නේ meddling with the karma කියලා. කර්මයත් එක්ක අපි මෙඩල් කරනවා. එහෙනම් කර්ම විපාකෙත් නෙවෙයි හැම දෙයක්ම අපිට සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ. ප්‍රධාන ප්‍රශ්න ප්‍රධාන ගැටලු. ඒකට ඒ කර්ම විපාකෙදී අපි හැදෙන්නේ නැතුව අපි අරහෙන්නේ දේවල් කරන එන්න කර්මත් වෙන්න කර්මත් වෙන්න ඒ චේතනාවලුත් එක කරනවා.
මම කියන්නේ සත්පවිදකම වගේ දෙයක් නම් එහෙම වෙන්නේ කරන්නේ.
ඒක පිනක් ඒවා තියෙන මේ කර්මකට අංකල ජීවිතයක් බේර ගන්නයි. මේක කරන්නේ. සංකාරේව අධිකාරී ඒවා හොඳට දිනු කරනවා කට්ටිය. තාක්ෂණ හොඳට කරපදින කල් ඒක තමයි මිනිස්සු පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ හොඳ වැඩක් හොඳ කරගන්න කාර්යය. යන්ත්‍ර මන්ත්‍ර ගුරුකම්. මාත්‍ර ගන්තිය දන්නේ කොළ මාත්‍රය නැත්තේ යනවා. වසී ගුරුකම් නීච කුල බන්ධන. වීරීරාරා. ආන්දරගේ ඔක්කොම දේවල් තියෙනවා. ඒ ආන්දරෝම කරනවා මේක tantric energy මේ බොඩි සුද්ධ කරනවා.
වහන්සේ වතන් කරලා
එහෙම අදහන්නේ.
ඒක සංසාරේ වෙන්නේ.
නෑ. ඒ නෙමෙයි අර ඍෂිවරුන්ගේ ඥාන පැත්තෙන් මේවා ඉතින් අර ඉබේම කරනවා මොනවත් එහෙම නෑ මා කරුණාවක් සිද්ධ වෙනවා. එන්දෝරේ නැත්නම් තේරුම්න්නේ. ඒ තමයි මම වර්තමාන ප්‍රතිනිධිය ආශිර්වාද කරනවා. ඒවට අදාළ කට්ටිය ඇවිල්ලා දේවල් කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් දව ගඩු කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් මම මේක ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. නැත්නම් වැඩක් තියෙනවා. මගේ හොස්පිටල් නම් දුක් ඇහෙන්න කන්වර්ට් ඇහෙන්න දකින්න නොවේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. කට්ටිය මේ අපවත් දෙනකල් මේ ඇයට මොනහරි මේ අය කාටත් මුක්තිය චිතන ආර්ය නුවණ ඥානෙ සතර පහෙන් නොවැටෙන එක ලැබිලා යන්න උපරිම උදව්වක් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකට සතුටක්. සංසිල්ලක් සතුටක්. ඔකේ ප්‍රතිඥා යාවේ. අත මට දැන් මලත් එකක වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මාව හැබැයිම අර වලින් චෙක් කරනවා. ඒකවල ඇඳෙන්න බලනවා, බාධා එන්න බලනවා. ඉතින් ඒකට අර හැබැයිම මම කියන්නේ මේ ගමන ලේසි නෑ. අනිත් අය ආශිර්වාද මේවා කරනකොට මට එන්න එපා දඩුව වුණා. උච්චාරයේ කර්ම දරවයි මේක. මම බලන්නෙත් නෑනේ මේක මොනවද කියලා මම පොදුවේ දැන් එකක් තියෙනවා මම වැඩි ළඟට යන්නේ නෑ කට්ටිය ගාට ඈතින් බඳන කයින් දුක්ඛන්දර අරවයි මේවයි. ඒකට මට තමයි හිර වෙච්ච වෙලාව තියෙනවා මම එකක් කියන්නේ නෝ. දැන් මෙහෙම ශක්තිය අරගෙන ආපු නැති අවස්ථා තියෙනවා මේ වගේ. මේවා කියන්නේ ගොඩක් සෙනග වැඩි එන්නේ. එතකොට මට මෙහෙම ඇවිල්ලා කතා කරගන්න බෑ. කියන්නේ මෙහෙම ඇවිල්ලා මහන්සි හොඳට. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙහෙම මේ අසල පවු මේ කට්ටිය කොහේලාද කට්ටියක් පිස්සුදු නැහැ. කවුද ප්‍රාතිහාරයක් බලාගෙන තමයි ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. මේ ප්‍රචාරය ගිල්ල තිබ්බේ. ඔය සෙනගෙන් ඒකනේ සාස් කරන තමයි. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලන් ඒ වගේ මේක කියනවා මට දැනුණා කට්ටියක් ඒ වගේ මම සාමාන්‍ය දැනෙනවා මට ඉස්සෙල්ලා පැය ගානක් විතර පෙර දවසේ අතර ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් වලට පෙර දවසේ ඇවිල්ලා මේවා සකස් වෙනවා නොපෙනෙන ලෝකෙ. ඉතින් අර එදා මට තේරුණා හැන්දෑවේ අර දවල් කාලේ හැන්දෑවේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් නම් දවල් කාලේ භාවනාවේ ඉන්නකොට අර ඒ කරන තැන් වල ක්‍රියාවක් තියෙනවා. මම ඉස්සර ගෙනල්ලා මම ඉඳගන්න තැන් වලට මම අර සමාහට පැන් එහෙම ගිහිල්ලා යනවා කවුරුත් නැති වෙලාවයි. දැන් මෙතනට මේ යාවෙන්න දැන් මම ඒවා කරන්නේ ඒක තමයි හොඳට මේ දේවල් හොඳට ශක්තියට හරි මාරු ඉඳලා දැන් තමයි මම මේ පුටු ඉඳගත්තම තේරුණා මගේ පුටු දැන් ඉඳගත්තා ඒක කොච්චර කලවත් තියෙන්නේ නැති කරලා තමයි සමහරට හොඳට හරියට කොහොම හරි අර එහෙම මම කරන ඉතින් අර එදා ඒක මට දැනුණා ශබ්දපද නිකන් අර ඒක තැන්පත් කරන මේ රේන්ජ් කරේ IBC එකේ පල්ලෙහා ඕනේ කාමරේ හිටියේ බැලුවෙත් නෑ තව මට මෙහෙම හිතට මේක ගන්න තමයි වෙන සක්මන් කරලා නැවසෙන ගැවිලා හොමෝම ගින්ද කමන්නේ මම ගිහිල්ලා එතනදී මට ඇති වෙයි කියලා මම වැඩියා යනකොට මට තේරෙනවා මේ කොම් මත්තලා වගේ නේද මම ඕගනයිස් කරන කට්ටියත් කොහිත වෙන ලෝකෙක මේ මාර්යා කියන එක මහා පුදුම කියන්නේ අස්සේ මට කතා කරගන්නත් කියන්නේ මට කියන්න තේරෙන්නේ පුදුම මහන්සි දැනගත්තා පව් එකක් දුකයි මිනිස්සු එක බලාපොරොත්තු ආපු එක මට යායට මේ මන්ට බදි කොහොමයි බුදුහාමුදුරු සිතත් කොහොමම යම් දේවල් බුදුහාමුදුරු මොන දේවල් ටික සිපත් වෙනවා පොට්ටක් ඔන්න කොහොමද ඔන්න ශක්තිය ටික මම දැනගත්තා ඉක්මනට ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක ඉවර කරන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් පස්සේ I'm sorry I only 2 of you now, no? So 3 4. So your number has gone down very quickly. මෑණියත් එක්ක සිංහලෙන් දැන් මේ ඉවර කරලා පවුනේ. අපි යමු දැන් අපි මම ඉවරයි දැන් නේ වෙලාව.
ස්වාමිනාස්ට වඩින්න තියෙනවානේ.
මට නම් මං කලින් යන්න හිටියේ දානෙන් පස්සේ.
She has a question.
ඊට පස්සේ මම බලනකොට ඊට පස්සේ ඒව මෙයා කරලා ඒ කලර පැන් වගේකුත් මෙයා කරනවා. ඒකට දැන් නැත කට්ටිය අර ඒකට චිප් අවසර වලට හරි ගැසලා ඒක අර එක හැම දෙයකටම වගේ ඒවත් දෙනවා ඉතින් අර ඒකත් එක දන්නද සෙනඟ ගොඩායි පලාතේ. දැන් නම් ඒකත් ඉදමදි දැන් ක්‍රිෂ්ණ කියන්නේ කරන්නේ. කොළඹ කරපුවා. ඉතින් කොහොමරි මේ මම බලනකොට දිවිනසාගත් එක අය කොහොම මේ අර මේ අවශ්‍ය මේ මනලක් නැතුව සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම මේ පස්සේ මම ඉතින් අර එහෙම ගිහලා මගෙත් අර ඊට පස්සේ තියෙනවා මොකක් හරි ප්‍රොසෙස් එකක් ඒ වගේ ක්ලියර් වෙනවා. ඒ කට්ටිය එනවා ඒක හරි පුදුමයි මටත් හිතන්න බෑ ඒ කට්ටිය. ඒ වෙලාවේ ඊට පස්සේ අර 3-4 දෙනෙක් ලෝක කරන්නේ කට්ටියගේ. ඊට පස්සේ මම දැනගත්තා ආයෙ යන්නේ මම මේකට මගේ මොකක් හරි දේවල් කරගෙන තියෙනක යන්නේ නැහැ පරක්කුට කමන්නේ. එතන ගිහිල්ලා කරන්න බලන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. පස්සේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකටම යනවා වෙන ඈත තැනකට. The energy points තියෙන දැන් මම කවුරු මගේ මේක රෙකෝඩ් කරන්නේ ඒ ගිහිල්ලා ඒක කරලා තමයි එන්නේ. එතන තැන ඊට පස්සේ එතන වාහනේ දුර තැනකින් තමයි ආයෙත් එතනට වඩින්නේ. ඒක ආශිර්වාද කරුවාම යනවනේ දන්නවද? ඒ යන්නේ කො දීලා යනවා බෝම්බයක් වගේ නිකන් දෙකෙන් ගන්න.
සමහර වෙලාවට ස්වාමිනාස ඈතට යනවා ඒගොල්ලන්ට නැවත එනවා. සමහර වෙලාවට
ඒ කර්ම විපාක දෙනවා. කර්ම විපාක දෙනවා ඕක යන එකක් ප්ලේසින් වෙන්නේ. අපි හැදුනොත් තමයි සුද්ධ වෙන්නේ. ඒක කර්මය අනුව තමයි ඔක්කොම එන්නේ.
සම්මාස අර පොත කියවනවනම් කාටවත් ළමින් බෑනේ.
ඔය පොතද?
දවචනේ.
මේක ඉතින් ලොකුම දෙයක්.
ආරක්ෂාවට
වඩා මේක මුලටම යනවානේ අපි මේව හැදුවේ අපේ කෙලෙස් වලින්නේ. ඒතර බොච්චංග වැඩෙන්නේ ඔබ කරන්නේ ඒක කල්පනා කරලා දහම කරන්න try කරනකොට මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ මුලටම යනවා. මුලටම කියන්නේ කෙලෙස් පුච්චනවා. කෙලෙස් ඇතුලෙන් අර එන ගතිය පිච්චෙනකොට ඒකෙන් මේ ඔක්කොම හැදිලා ඉවිලා තියෙන්නේ. අරව తాවකාලික ඇත්තටම. කොච්චර මේවා කරත් අපි හැදුන්නේ නැත්තම් මේ මග ගියේ නැත්තම් ඔය తాවකාලිකයි තව අපිට තොර පව කරන ගතිය. ඒකට අපි අර එහෙම මේක තව වැඩි කරනවා අනාගතේ తాවකාලික චුට්ටක් ඉදි. මේක එකනේ මම මේක ප්‍රධාන වශයෙන් දෙන්නේ බුදු ශාසනයකින් අපිට ලැබිච්ච ලොකුම දේ. ඉතින් අර බොච්චංග වෙන්නකොට ඒක කියනවා ඒ වගේ දහම චුට්ටක් පැහැදිලි වෙනකොට රාගය, ද්වේෂය, මොහය මුල් පිටින් අයින් වෙනවා. විශේෂ මනෝසේ ඇතුළේ තැන්පත් වෙද ගතිය. ඒකට අපිට අර ඇතුලේ තියෙනනේ අපි ඇලියෙන් ගම් පාලනයක් තිබ්බට ඔන්න එන්න ගතිය තියෙන ඇතුලේ. ඒක සුද්ධ වෙනවා. අඥානික තමයි. ඒක තව බවුන් වඩ ඔක තව කියවනවා නම් අර ආයි නෑ මේ මාර්ගඵල වලින් සදාහට මේව නැති එන්නේ නැති තත්ත්වයක් එන්නේ. So yes.
I had a question. So for me personally, I feel like at first, is it usually difficult to understand and comprehend the words and suttas from Buddhas?
Is it difficult?
Yeah, usually difficult to understand. I mean, for me, I feel
To understand is okay, to realize is difficult. Two different things. Actually, people have understood and they think it's so simple or sometimes very straightforward and all that, and they just leave it, unfortunately. They don't know like they are meditation objects. Can suddenly, if you read after 3 days, 1 week, 4 months, the meaning is different. So, meaning needs to be more clearer and it goes inward. So that has to happen. So, is it difficult means?
I feel like difficult. I feel like it repeats a lot. So I feel like that gets into my head, like a lot of the phrasing, especially in the red book. I feel like it repeats itself.
Yeah.
It's a bit like confusing to like keep up with it, I feel.
Okay. It is repetition is there because it's making you to focus on something.
Is it for like significance?
Yes, significant for you to ponder on it. So if you had only one to read, you just read it and okay, it's like I know this. So that's why I said it's like you have to relax, like think of look at yourself from outside. So when it's repeated like that, you begin to you have to accept here there is too much reading in such a short time. That's not the best way. The best way will be to take few and just contemplate now. Now, for example, do you see, like, for example, like now I'm talking to you, it talks about body feeling perceptions like that, right? So what I'm talking to you, now you might definitely have this is Bante, okay? And then can you also think that this experience you're going through is just a body feeling perceptions, right?
I feel like it is body feeling perception. Even when I look at you now, it's like, because we're all talking about like non-self, and like you were, I feel like for me, I thought like everybody was like a shell, like a like borrowed shell, like our karma is like what we take with us, and then for me, personally, like I think that,
Don't worry now, we are silent, it makes you nervous.
I think that when I'm listening to this and reading this, I feel like I know that like now like impermanence, like everything is impermanent, like pleasure, pain, indifference is impermanent. And I feel like that was first difficult to follow because everything I feel like, at least in the real world, is obviously about your identity or like you need to love yourself and everything about it's so self-centered. But we need to be the opposite of that. We need to have no self, not self.
Not to be the reality going on, and then you're slowly becoming aware in that direction, and slowly to come to a realization. There could be moments when you are really thinking now, oh, it is like this real. It is like that. It is that. That's not me and all that. Those are the moments you will get. Hopefully now you have done it 5 days. And if you can do now, next time you're reading in your bed or something, keep it. Then just go to the meaning more and apply to you. Just ponder on it.
Contemplate.
That's the real key. That, and then meanwhile try to discipline in other words where you're getting distracted. You can do your studies. That's a different thing. But the other problem it comes when you have to do a lot of studies. It happened to me when in university, like projects and it's just load of things, and then this went away from me. But I at least fulfilled my parents' father's blessings. So that is more important. That's my karma that time. If I avoided that, I would have got a curse from him, and so luckily I didn't do any mistakes. So like that, sometimes you might have to do things you don't want, but it's out of, you have to have that wisdom. Unless it's really bad, like bad karma, that you have to lie or steal, or that you can refuse to any elder. But other ones, you must harmonize with that. Then you definitely have to, your whole life you'll be growing. You have to grow. You have to be a tree that will keep on growing. That's it.
Thank you.
Now she's, I don't remember the small girl I saw. What happened? Who is this? I think you'll be very good at this. I have feeling this, I'm sensing that. Because each person has a special, like my mom, she's so bad in everything, and people who are in a worldly way, they judge from that. But she's so evolved, so whoever, even my rishis or whoever they see not my mom, she's a special, different thing. But others will think like, like she's so incapable and like really stupid also. And actually I had nannies when I was small because she can't even, they didn't allow my mom to do anything. Because I can understand maybe she was unable to do certain things. So the parents, they didn't allow her to even, I don't think anything to do. They did everything for her. So that way she was really like unable to do anything. Now this thing is working in the worldly. So it's like she's like trying it out. So when my father was also there, my father was like really understanding. And but then also she got that little bit trying out. But otherwise now only in the later period I think that worldly way of reasoning out and having some common sense or that kind of thing. But as to Dhamma, she had deep awareness how to practice it. Regarding the Anitya, how to get in the Paticcasamuppada, how to not to think too much, and how to and also generally the wisdom about life, things she would know, like better than others who had a lot of knowledge and everything. So and also when I had very special moments when I took my mom, when we had encounter with some special people who they suddenly recognize her as a certain person, and we know her background. Oh, you will delete this, right? No, this little part. No, before that little bit. It's not nice, And these are true stories, but so then when she very developed in all the material things, and someone and also would think so brilliant, so everything, but jati, just that link. So it little bit goes with my teacher's explanation of unit, object, last moment, and how the consciousness. So they all like rotate around that. So if you learn, if this is to picture in the mental, so not alone this thing of the Patisambhada. Jati Pachya, Jara, Marana, Soka, Parideva, like that it goes. But I want to know because I don't know whether so many times I have done this and whether they also don't understand this. They're just hearing and putting in. It should not happen like that. There's an order now. Then what I do is I would tell like Vaidhamma Sankara, Pada Vaidhamma. This is seeing the truth in meditation. Then what happens? You must see the conditioned nature, what happens. Avidya nirodho. The ignorance gets reduced. When ignorance is reduced, your sankhara will be reduced. When sankhara gets reduced, vijnana will be reduced. When vijnana is reduced, rebirth will be reduced. Like that link. Then etam sankham, etam panitam, etam. It's a bit long one also. Okay. When I go, I will. This is something with my teacher. So there's a way first, like Sangvega or HLC, and then also some inspiring things in between, and then about the cause of suffering, and then removing the cause, and then how blissful Nibbana is. End of the Sangha walking meditation, it stops like that. So, but you can make your own Sangha. That's why I said you read some of these teachings, and then what you understand, then you go and walk and think about it like this. So I think today we can't have like a program. I think everybody, I wish you good luck, okay? And it will be an end. You want to ask something? Yes? Yes.
I had a quick question from the book. I didn't know when it said this samsara without discovering from the beginning.
Yes.
I didn't understand.
You didn't understand what it is, yeah. Actually, 91 years the Buddha recalled his previous lives. 91 years. Even, and he told, I think, about the previous Buddhas also, like this Buddha appeared, one sutta. So, according to the Buddha, like, you can't see, if you look so many, if you see more years, still you see you were born somewhere. So if you keep on, whole day they're looking, who had that ability to see the past, they keep on looking, they never found any place. But that ability can only come that much to a Buddha only. So you can't find a beginning. So it's like, but this cause was there. This was found. That as long as ignorance and craving, karma, that was the reason that was making it come next birth like that. Okay? So then he removes the cause. That's the path given. So finally, there can be, it can be ended. It doesn't need to be ended if it is very full of happiness, never-ending happiness. The never-ending happiness was actually stopping this quantum. There's nothing you could find a never-ending happiness in this cyclic, impermanent. So this is how quantum Buddha, that's why Nibbudha and complete cessation of all this. In the wider living also will experience that. Now also you find beyond those sensual pressures which are transient, if you get little meditation, you are having a better, higher life. That is like reducing the sankharas, conditioned world, conditioned experiences. Reducing, also you get that weightlessness. And it's the present abiding than just eating something, enjoying something, that time and then something, we are got so used to that, and then we are thinking the next time we are experiencing that. It's going on, it's an addiction, like a drug addict's world. Because it's not, it's at different degrees, it's like that. So this one, that one real happiness slowly turned to reducing the sankharas. Here it comes where completely absence of sankara. That's why Nibbana is called, Nibbana Paramam Sukham. It's called highest bliss. I don't know, that's the closest English word. Highest bliss is not something Buddha would lie, exaggerate. Highest bliss. That's why Buddha is also called Nidukana, one who removes suffering. Nidukana. There's another way of seeing that happiness. Like 7 days, Buddha would sit down in open air and so blissful. But the king who is having sensual pleasures, he told one king like that. So he said those feelings he's experiencing, he's enjoying other feelings, all sensual pleasures, but he can't sleep properly, right? Anyway, I don't know. I also find like if I put to idea that I want to sleep, it's like fall asleep. Now the time lag all that didn't nicely. I had better sleep here. Like there's no time lag for me. It was like good time, like 10, 11. Here I think like you were telling, this atmosphere also I think contributing.
This monastery has been here for some time, nearly 100 something years.
Right. How many years?
If I'm correct, Swami Mahansa, more than 100 years.
This monastery?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the abbot, passed away abbot, lived 107 years, and he's quite famous. And there's documentaries about him.
He was staying here or another place?
He was staying here. He was residing here.
Okay.
The Zen master, and he's one of the best students is Koyo.
Oh, he's yesterday came, no?
Yes,
Right.
This used to be very lots of people, a lot of practicing Zen Buddhism, a lot of people. It's a famous place, but now it's running down because of the way it is right now.
Make it famous again. Yeah, very important. Next time, some real organization, now I think, why can't I do a program today evening? I do it yesterday or something. But of course, though I felt even the previous time, my health was not predictable. So, I told at least 3 programs. This is very important for me. Otherwise, what's the point? I'm not coming at this. So the only solace is that when I get some energy, I make sure and I make a promise I'm going to come behind all of you. Because for me it's like a big family, I don't feel like I'm happy with this group or I'm feeling for so many people. And if someone is there sincerely really thinking about them or praying for them, I could be one of them in a small way. I don't know how to say that. So sometimes it just come also. The situation also have to come where people have to, time has to come. But I don't want to wait too much for time also. Push the people around me to be more the thing. And I'm thinking we have to make a very big different change the way it's going. It's like Theravada Buddhism also. It's actually like a very rigid. It's not, of course it was told the Arahants gave the Dhamma. Also with this idea, there are more sort of, you could say the Tibetan Buddhism. It's more, it's spread all over. Of course the Dalai Lama is a different, that has been a thing, and being refugees is another one. But if the world got more exposure, and even the programs they have, I was told they have more publicity. They would send leaflets, this, that, and then they have that kind of way of this thing. But in the Theravada tradition is very, very, it's not driven, they're not really, into that. They're also thinking like, that I don't think the compassion is that enough. That is the thing. They're good wise and practicing, but there has to be the compassion also with that. And the merits also, the type of parami to be with sort of people, especially this, I hope this way to Nibbana will become more of a thing, a fashionable thing in the world. Way to Nibbana. It's possible. All those teachings, you don't get that much into that. So what a gift this is. And to clear the karma from the finest way to be the maximum like metta. Even Dalai Lama, you find what his teaching is like, that karma, compassion. Is not much about, of course, our knowledge is very learned, that's good. But you have to liberate yourself from the foul fairy death completely, properly, and peacefully. And the process of consciousness, fully explained, fully can be realized, that's a big, big answer to the world. How the consciousness and the rebirth process, and then how the consciousness can be stopped. Even like, what's his name? Deepak Chopra and all that, they don't know that. It's correct. We only got from Buddha's teaching. Buddha contributed that to know, the 12 links, but they also know the 12 links, but it's kept like, it's a knowledge, not an experiential thing. And also they make it like preliminary studies also, that Tibetan. And then they go for Bodhisattva, like everybody has to be Bodhisattva. Especially like you're coming from China, that. So I think if it's an experiential thing, this question just don't come. If you experience the condition made to, I tell this program, if you want to be a Buddha, if you want to be a Bodhisattva, if you want to be Arahant, if you want to attain Sotapanna, you have to do this. You know what I mean? To practice the highest wisdom of practicing this and accumulate that could come, or maybe here there could be people one day becoming Buddha, who knows? Okay? Or reaction was interesting, right? I'm sure. You're very sure? You don't know. Sometimes Bodhisattvas are naughty at some time. So no one recognizes that you be a Bodhisattva.
We have a young picture of Sankar when you first ordained Swaminathan, so we have a picture of you.
Too much of me. I don't know why. All of you, my pictures and everything.
She said you.
Out of check. Coming in.
She said
my devotees, what can I do?
She said you look a little bit naughty.
I know that.
When you went out, what did you say?
I didn't say you look naughty.
Like you said something when you Swaminathan was young, something like.
I think as a monk or maybe.
I think this was before you ordained.
Oh really? You have such a picture? No.
There's everything is online, Swaminathan.
But I think, really?
Yeah, about your background.
I think these different people putting some things, I think, yeah. My background, I'm telling you about some spiritual experience. Actually, I saw some picture when I'm 14, I'm reading this self-realization by Bhakti Devananda. This time I'm reading this book again. I did not tell everything very good. So those are times I was really kind of doing all things were coming. And this one, then relativity theory and all this, it's a good time actually. Some difficult things also there as a teenager, but the research thing was going on. And it was no this thing to attain this or nothing like that. It was so fresh and just going for a walk and thinking just to find the secret of this world. Then based on that, I knew something happened at 18. I had a feeling some change will happen. I never expected this kind of change. But it's a good one, I think. So that's why I said it's a very simple thing. Just, you're getting full exposure now. Your age, I didn't get this much. I got this side of Sutra, everything when I was 23. So already you got not all these experimental ways directly. So if you can, don't do it like a study and you can go more into really more contemplating, applying in your own life also. And if you get times where you are in solitude and can walk, if you do this, there are great chances of doing things. However, they are more related to me than all other. I think their karma, karma is there for many lives too. So, like my teacher actually foresaw this. Once he told, they are waiting for you, you can help them or whatever. You won't say that your devotees are waiting for you. And later I see. Now I see, I don't think about anyone or, my mind is quite, but I can see their soul. So you can't explain it otherwise. Sri Lanka or any other place, any other faraway places, like they are. So this is something maybe, hopefully this meeting, this time, that they will get a full on track, solid path, that suffering will not come in this life. I hope that you will be pushed to the practice actually. Experience it and then be part of it. I couldn't give it to my even grandma. By that time, I was not having all this situation, but now all who are meeting me right now is the best time. Even my father, he just had to leave. So some are old. So this is this was my main thing for being born, giving this Dhamma, to awaken the path and the fruit also. If you are doing this, leave alone any naming of this, you're on the way to realize the highest truth. This regarding realizing, I'm not going to explain too much, my explanation is not needed at all. You need to be with it, it's alive there. There can be times you have the glimpse. I remember when we had the Sinhalese translation, the books, for me the books were very important. I don't know, that's why I wanted to go to the Chinese, who using the Chinese. So the Sinhalese translation, we have some problem. It is being translated, like sometimes too scholarly and not direct literal translation. It's not like the English one. They've done a lot of mistakes, like old Sinhalese. So then, luckily I found one book, the Nadimhari. We have the translation, which was okay. Like the talking, what we are talking, but also not too simple. Some translations too simple. Sometimes too complicated. Even the persons who know English also can't understand. So this translation was okay. So when in the beginning day, the first retreat I did, one lady, she told me, Bhante, I'm used to those, you could say, the old translation. What is this? Buddha Jayantika. Those books I am, that's the one where you have old Sinhalese and very difficult to read. But so she was telling that this book is not the one, the other book. Then I said, these are the books we have, just go read this, practice with this, don't worry about too much. The first, second, third, fourth day, suddenly she's coming and say, Auntie, with these books, can I stay for at least 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month? Yeah. Then I knew, like the Saddha is there. I explain it like this. For example, I tell there's a snake here in this room. Okay? So if initially you don't see, like when you're reading initially, okay, something is there. But if you continue looking and watching and this thing and keep yourself empty, suddenly you notice the tail somewhere. Will you not get the shock? You get some kind of same way in the Dhamma. These words you have read again and again, but when your thinking mind and analyzing contemplation happens for a moment, something like this. There you will, that faith will also come, that it comes together, the awareness, your personal clarity, experience, and the Buddha. I have given you everything, I don't know what to say more. Tell you honestly.
By the means of the body, speech, and thought, if we had done anything wrongful to you, we ask for your forgiveness.
You are forgiven, and please forgive me also. I'm not an arahant yet. So sometimes when I'm coming here, I'm a little bit like an arahant. On my own, some things have to work. Okay, so me too. Okay, forgive me also.
Swaminatha, we also want to thank you for coming here because all these obstacles.
Thank you for bringing me. I still have faith in me for so long. Look at these people flying all the way from Australia and all this. Some come, I see this now a new Yugyak wage vela. Vela ganna katti gani tak tak karna. It was a makeup call in. This will also not last long. So all this inspiration giving and just starting, I see. But go away, make use of this opportunity, also I tell. And I can see who are coming doing that. They're doing the right thing, I feel. Because me also, when I know about Bhante, I really thought, no, I have to follow my father, but really I saw the value, I must, make use of that time. And so I think it's something coming from before lives also. It can't come just suddenly, just for you to be so driven. Someone will wonder, what is this fasting? What is all this? So the same way we saw with Bhante, also other people, other monks, even lay people, wondering why we are all rushing to him. So it is a different thing. But I must tell you all, try to harmonize with your normal life, very important. Very careful. Doesn't mean that you just come and meet or do a program also. That you have to just see that, sometimes our tightness have to go. Our solutions might not be in the retreat, it might be where we are. So sometimes I want you all to be successful, so make sure the surrounding that you must resolve your karma, your part, not what you're already able to do, what you are unable to do previous lives, now this try to clear it.
And you all ask for forgiveness for any inconvenience you have to go through because of unworthy or
No, I'm inspired and I'm also got healed more. This time I got food that is given by devotees. I don't get it in Sri Lanka also because I avoid it, and some of my advisors, or I would say, like those people, they have told me to get food from devotees, that will also cure this whole thing. So I can feel that the thing that you have put there, it has become like a medicine to the body, like taken to. So I hope you all will get that blessing, support, this samsara and protection, return, making those karma. So all of you, that you all will not to face any trace of any body fear, facing all the truths of life or realities of life, and that you will be prepared in this world fully to face any kind of experience. Blissfully stay, even every minute, not a second that you will be in a state of that you are unshaken. For the Ashtadharma Dhamma, the 8 types of dhammas that we might feel loss, gain, fame, infame, that you will enjoy or experience that equanimity through the Dhamma. And all the good karma that you accumulated, transfer to your parents, relations. There is hardly any being who has not been in your relation. So therefore, every being transfer the merits. And all the deities, divine beings who protect, and the four protective devas, Sakka, king of gods, and Sampati, Diviraj, and all the Naganagi, Divirajami, Divibratmur, Divya Senadipadivaru, all the great protectors, all protection. And this still court here, crores of Devatas existing. Samyak Dristika, Alpeshaki, Maheshaki, Samyak Dristika, Siri Devi Dharmata, Rapur, Shiva, Nuriva, Prasita, Gandharvata, Bhairavanta, Naganagi, Nagarajavanta, Rajavanta, Siri, Prithvi, Polo, Mahikanta, Jalayat, Akashi, Kathir Deva Dharmata, Mentum, Nilatin, the Tanasirum, Nusum, Egala Eleven, Sheshema Mega Sandai, Kalesada, Mimalushuki, Evatisata, Sansari, Rutek, Mugatek, Ashava, from Mugan, the idea of now being characterized, Egata Talivar, Upero, Ashiva, the Pavilion. Angkali ho ya katwala la tamo ni sabhavi kali la manchi masi sio nada ni shakya wala dekas ela gena kasama no isara de ashirwad de ben sab akshin ela de zira twala akajani dharma vipe etar di tasvi vibhuti ai ne lok satya unikaya khari